First off, I just want to say thank you all for joining me here today. It's really an honor to be able to do this informative speech. To start off, it is said that a man can, if you give a, sorry, I need to begin again.
Can we stop?
No, just keep going. It is said that if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. But if you teach a man to fish, he'll eat for life. The same could be said about leadership. We are not imbued with the qualities of a leader at birth. We gain them over a period of time. The cycle of leadership determines determines how one is brought up in leadership and how one succeeds in it too. The cycle was something I had learned personally from my 3 years towards getting my degree. It's still a learning process, just from everything I've been through. So all the following information was learned from prior experience and also from books that I had read on the subject. The cycle can be broken up into 4 distinct categories: birth, growth, maturity, and then finally, legacy. The first step in the leadership cycle is known as birth. This is the beginning stage of your employment at an organization. It is important that you simply learn the ropes and you find out if there are any problems in the organization. Always be sure to make friends during this stage because that's always going to help you out later on as you're going into the other stages. It's also important to note that it's at this stage that you shouldn't try to reinvent the wheel. Take notes of the problems. Take notes of anything that you see going on that you may see wrong with your company, but don't go reinventing the wheel. Not only will you not be taken seriously, but also people will not exactly take your advice to heart. That's something I learned a bit of the hard way. In a survey conducted on SurveyMonkey, 71% of the people that participated in the survey said they had a mentor, but only 57% of that group said their mentor was approachable. You have to be sure you have a mentor that's going to be approachable because you are eventually going to succeed them. It has to be almost like a family type bond that you form between yourself and your mentor. So always be sure you find a mentor that is approachable. The second stage is the growth step. In this stage of leadership, you're making your way up the hierarchy of the building. Around this time, it is necessary to take notes, also in step 1, to take notes on the problems that you notice around your organization. Author John C. Maxwell, in his book 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader, lists number 18 on his list as self-discipline. Before you can lead others, you have to lead yourself. You have to make yourself a better person. You want to make yourself the person that the people under you will look up and say, hey, I want to follow that person. That is the person that I can see myself becoming. I think you passed through. Sorry. You cannot set boundaries when you're in the maturity stage, so set your boundaries now. The third stage is maturity. This is the top of the mountain. You are now the head of your organization. Sometimes you'll reach this stage, sometimes you won't, depending on if you get fired from your organization or you eventually leave that organization. This stage is where you can make the improvements that you noted in step 1 and step 2. The most important aspect to have in this stage is vision. You cannot get anywhere without vision. You cannot lead the people to the goal that you have in mind if you don't have the vision to get there. Equally important, as Pastor Tony, my mentor, noted, is that the ability to not surround yourself with like-minded people, but rather to surround yourself with people that will have opposition towards your vision, because they're going to help keep you grounded. He also noted that this thing is broken up into 3 distinct categories: the optimist, the pessimist, and the realist. Now, your leader, you're going to want to be the optimist here. You're going to want to put your vision forward. The pessimist is going to tell you that can't be done. The realist is going to say that vision is possible, but this is how it has to be done, especially if you want to fit in your budget. Without a vision, without vision, your company will fail. Every great leader has always had a vision in their life. They've always had a vision of where they want to take their company to go, their group, their organization, whatever it is. You will fail without your vision. Staying grounded with that vision in your head is equally important to becoming the leader that you wish to be. The final step in the leadership cycle is legacy. What you leave behind determines the kind of leader that you were. Eventually, you will have to leave. Either because, like I said, either you get fired or you eventually feel like it's your time to go. But what you leave behind determines how people will think of you and if they will strive to become the leader that you were. Also, it's equally important, you have to train a successor, because without a successor, your business, it will fail. You can't exactly lead a business if you've already left the business. In the SurveyMonkey survey, a whopping 85% said that they could train someone who could replace them. And a relatively good number considering the facts. According to author Hans Frenzel in his book Top 10 Mistakes a Leaders Make, he listed not having a successor as number 5 on that list. The truth of the matter is that the place needs to flourish when you have left. Letting go of leadership is like sending your children, as Frenzel was quoted as saying. That is an accurate statement concerning how a person who is beginning in the birth stage gleans and learns from someone who is in that maturity stage, and ultimately the legacy stage. So in conclusion, to accurately lead an organization, you must learn the ropes, find a mentor, set the boundaries, find the strengths and weaknesses of your organization, find the solution, keep yourself firmly grounded but still with the vision in your head, and then finally, train your successor. Follow these steps, and you'll be well on your way to not only being a great leader, but also an effective one. Thank you.
Woohoo! Good job.
Is that good?
Mm-hmm.